are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. She once was a true love of mine.
Simon and Garfunkel and Scarborough Fair, wherever it may be, perhaps a state of mind, who knows, I don't know. We're talking about music and listening to lyrics this afternoon, perhaps just a little bit more than normal, you know. I think we were talking earlier about exposure to music, and sometimes we might not pay as much attention to music as we should lyrically, because there's a wealth of information and communication in the lyrics, not just the melody line, as it were. Susan, you were saying what now?
I once made a comment to a friend that I liked the song, but I didn't understand what parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme had to do with anything. And she said that in the country, when they had country fairs, you know, when that was the big thing, that girls used to wear parsley or sage, one of those, you know, things in their hair.
In their hair? In their hair,
right?
As an ornament.
Decoration, you know, instead of a bow or something, they'd wear that. And the point of the song was that this guy was remembering back when he was living in the country, and the big thing was the country fair, and the girl must have worn that stuff in her hair, and he, like, you know, was remembering it fondly, and that's why he says, you know, remember me, the one who lives there, and that he kind of wanted to go back in a way, because he wanted to buy an acre of land and all that. So that was her thought on what it was.
What type of feeling do you get out of that song? Emotional type thing?
Oh, nice, quiet, relaxed evening is what it reminds me of.
Now, because of tempo, you know, we usually like associate sadness with slow tempo, you know. Do you feel sad about that song?
No, I don't. Just a relaxed feeling.
It was
sad.
Yeah.
Remembering, nostalgic type of thing.
It was in The Graduate, right?
Right.
Yeah. Do you associate any of the movie with that song at all?
No. I think probably because I heard the song before I saw the movie. I think that has a lot to do with the song.
Yeah, like Mrs. Robinson, all right? There's no way that you can hear that without, you know, recalling the movie and parts of the movie. But with that particular tune, I was curious if, you know, if you might associate that with any of the movie.
No, I don't, not really.
Very good.
Okay.
Susan, thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We've been talking about music, all different aspects of music, from the recording of it, the listening interpretation of it. And Helen, what was your thought now?
Well, the reason I didn't want it aired is that what I have to say might offend some people.
Okay, but you are on the air now, Helen. So
I tried to get you back.
Yeah?
But what I have to say, I was listening to Angie Baby.
Yeah, speak up just a little bit.
I was listening to Angie Baby.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good example of sick lyrics and the erratic music we've been deluged with for years now. And I feel it has been perpetrated on us by subversives conspiring to infiltrate every aspect of our social, political, and economic life.
Yeah.
And the very fact that this music is accepted by so many seems to reflect a nation of sick minds, really.
Yeah,
and it's sheer ear pollution.
Yeah, or, you know, all throughout history, music has reflected what is happening in society, and usually not the other way around. So
the thing of it is, as I say, I feel that throughout the centuries, too, I mean, there have been subversives, and I'm using this term, and whether it be with music, art, any of the cultural, you know, aspects of life, or political.
Are we saying political subversiveness?
Oh, I'm saying that they have infiltrated all of the aspects of our living. And
but when we say Right. When we say they, though, who are we talking about?
Well, you know what people say, that's weird.
Yeah.
But really, the music now, you get too bogged down with noise. It's really not music. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand your viewpoint. But again, you know, what we're talking about earlier is that every piece of music is interpreted, you know, and it's an individual thing.
Right.
Now, I could pull...
I don't feel that I'm alone.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't feel that I'm alone. I have found others. But there are many, many others, you know, that go in for this loud rock and noise.
Right.
And I say that this loud rock and noise that doesn't have any rhyme and reason, you know,
Yeah.
is accepted by people who, I don't feel I'm a sick one.
Everybody's, you know, strange with me, right?
Right, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Listen, Helen, I want to tell you something now. I have a piece of music here. This, you know, we're talking about conspiracies. This individual, this artist, is probably part of the greatest conspiracy in the world. This man has proved, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that age is nebulous. It's what you got to say.
Anytime you need me, babe, just call. I'll be there. Call and see what a good friend can be when you need someone to care. There's a certain thing about
Frank Sinatra. Ageless, timeless Frank Sinatra. Tom, we're talking about music.
Yes, good afternoon, Jim.
Yeah.
One thing that I would like to comment on is some people said a minute ago that the music of today doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it's a lot of noise. Well, some of it is. But if you will look around or listen around, the music of today is far more complicated. I'm talking about commercial music now, the top 40 in the country.
Right.
It's far more complicated at this stage of the game than it's ever been before, you see. I'm a musician. I play music, and this is something we've found out that it takes a lot more effort to work up material these days because there are so many complex chord progressions and everything being used. And another factor that this lady brought up a minute ago was that she didn't think the music sounded like anything to her. Well, back in high school, we had music appreciation. One of the things they made us listen to were some Gregorian chants.
Yeah.
And to me, they just didn't sound like anything. So hollering and beating on drums and everything. But these people got off on that, you see.
Yeah.
And I imagine they get off of it just as much as we do the music of today. And I dare say that if I ever get married and have children, they're going to be digging on music that I think is senseless.
Right, probably so. Probably so. It gets back to, you know, what you look for in music.
It's just, huh?
It gets back to what you look for or what you appreciate in music.
And I think that as far as what music is primarily created and everything for a person's enjoyment, those of us who play music, of course, we get a certain amount of relief, and it's kind of a escape mechanism, I guess you could say, to put forth our feelings, whether we're playing our own compositions or other people's. But what I'm getting at is that I think you really can't put down someone because they like something a little bit different than you do.
Right.
Because what they like, you may be completely out of tune.
I've got a question for you, Tom. Now, do you think that the music today accurately reflects what's happening in society today?
Yes, I do. I think it always has. You know, people say, well, there's so much sex in music these days. There's so much talk about corruption and everything. But look back, you know, back in the music of the 30s and 40s, it wasn't as pronounced back then, but it was there. It wasn't as open, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, I was listening to Joe Stafford, right? About a week ago, I was listening to Joe Stafford, and the song was "Make Love to Me."
Yeah.
You know? And I never really thought about that before.
You get right, that's not too much different from Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On," is it?
Right, no.
It's in a different form.
That's right.
Because 95% of the music does talk about love, I guess because it's a popular topic among everybody, and I'm not down in that.
Well, outside of being the greatest thing in the world, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think that people could be a little bit more open-minded, not only about music, but everything. I think we could understand each other a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Is that glitter, or you think that's true?
Well, I like personally, all types of music, you know. I try to psych out what it's all about, you know, what was in mind when it was put together, what was the idea behind it, you know. And then sometimes I get that all screwed up because it means something to me, so then I don't care what the writer was trying to say. You know, it's what I make out of it.
I think that's what constitutes a good writer, too, Jim, because his song, what means something to him may mean completely something else to someone else.
Yeah.
But it's that vocal point there that makes it a good song, because it can relate to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I like the rock and roll music of today, is because it's such a happy sound. It always has been, for the most part. And that's why people, I think, really enjoy it, because they can relate to it. It's something that everybody can relate to. And I read an article not too long ago that said that more money was spent on the purchase of rock music and rock-affiliated music than any other type of music that's put out on the market today. You got the classics, the oldies, gospel, everything. So regardless of whether or not you really like it or not, somebody is doing something right, because it's making a big success.
Right. We were talking again about music reflecting the mood of society, perhaps. And so many songs today they seem to be in one bag or the other, like they're emotional, problematical, love life, whatever, you know. Or the other ones are like Mac Davis, Don't Get Hooked on Me, you know, where it's isolated from life or reality, you know. And I was just curious, I assume that you probably play in a night spot or something like that.
Yes, we've done quite a different array of different types of situations.
When you get requests for songs, what type are they primarily?
Depending on the group of people that you play for, we're kind of fortunate in the respect that we can kind of span the spectrum. We play for teen dances as well as some of the I don't want to say older people, because like I said before, it's a frame of mind, but
right.
You know, the people who've been around longer and have heard different kinds of music.
But it keeps you in bread.
Yeah, people like to hear things they know, and this is what the radio stations have found out. People want to hear things. They're not too interested in hearing something different. When they're out to have a good time, they want to hear something familiar.
Right.
And most of the time with us, they want to hear something either up or downbeat, not really too much middle of the road, and primarily they like to hear something that's rather happy, something they can really enjoy themselves with.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what music is primarily all about.
Very good, Tom. Thanks for calling.
I really enjoyed it, Jim. I think you got a good thing going here, man.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you later.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.